Imagine that this is the design for a pen cap. As you can see, we have one independent variable currently valued at 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 dependent variables that have been defined in terms of our independent variable. Your task in this portion of the activity is to figure out the formulas that are being used to define these other variables. For clarity, this measurement up here where it says R1 refers to that arc, the radius of that arc. The 7 refers to the length of the entire, we'll say, pen cap. Down here at the bottom, you'll see that there is another arc that is measured there with the f of x. And this value here of the 1 is measuring the width here going across. On your worksheet, take a moment, pause the video, and fill in the top row where it says that x is valued at 2. Use the diagram on your worksheet to identify A, B, C, and D. Now we'll begin changing the value of our independent variable. When x is 3, observe that the values of the other variables have changed. Also note that there is now a distortion in the graph, and this actually would not function as a pen cap. Fortunately for our purposes, Fusion does not know what we would intend this to be, and so it's going to allow us to have intersecting lines. Take a moment, pause the video, and fill in the new values for when x is equal to 3. Now let's change x to 4. Pause the video and take a moment to write down the values of A, B, C, and D. Now let's change x to 5. Do the same. Write down our values for A, B, C, and D. As we go, if it looks like the measurements are getting confusing to see, I will move them around. Now let's change x to 6. Notice now that the arc that had been on the left side is over here on the right side. It's right there. If you can see, I had it there for a second. There it is. I am not moving that measurement for the sake of clarity. Now let's change x to 7. Take a moment, update your table. And now let's use our final value. Let's change x to 8. Now that you can see each, take a look at your worksheet and see if you can write the function that will relate each one of these measurements to the independent variable, which is now sitting at 8. You might also take a look at the extension question, which asks you about the domain of the function and what it would mean in this specific context.